What's up YouTube? This is Detroit Borg with another review of a SwitchEasy case. This time we're looking at the Odyssey for the iPhone 4. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the Capsule Rebel for the iPhone 4. I've had this on my phone for 3 months and I've had no reason to purchase another, but I've been very compelled by this product and I know you guys have asked about it. It's a very similar design to the Capsule Rebel. It's the same hybrid design with a hard exoskeleton with a soft inner liner. On the back we see references to the materials used in this case. They use ADSP or Adaptive Dynamic Soft Polymer for the inner casing, and it uses a hard polycarbonate ultra frame on the around the soft liner, so that's the exoskeleton. The Odyssey also has this hydropolymer scratch resistant material for this panel. This is unique to the Odyssey, so essentially this is a three-piece design. It's not just the soft inner liner and hard exoskeleton, it's also this plate. Once again, we have an inventory of all the parts that come with this case, including the 2 anti-static protective membranes, and you're given 2 back panels which coordinate with the color of the case. The colors you get depend on which case you're getting, and if you go to the SwitchEasy website, you'll see what you get with each color. In my case, I have the red and white case, so I have a red back panel and a white back panel. We also have 2 universal dock adapters, one white, one black. We have video stand, we have plugs for the headphone jack, and the dock connector, and there are 2 of those each, and the microfiber wipe. Alright, let's get it out of its box and see what we have. So here we have the case. Inside is the goodie package, and we'll look at that in a minute. Well, here's one of the panels. This is the white panel. You can see it's a soft, flexible material, and the red one is already installed. We have the microfiber cloth, the screen shield squeegee. We also have the screen shields in here. There you go, 2 of them. And we have some cardboard to get out. That's all there is to it. And let's see what's in the goodie pouch. Should be everything we expect to find. So we have the video stand, again with the SwitchEasy logo. This one seems to be dirty. We have the dock plug and headphone jack plugs. And we have the dock adapters. So we have one for a white dock, one for a black dock. Of course, I will be using the white dock. So let's go ahead and grab my dock and show you. So there we go, we have a dock adapter that fits my case. That's one of the great things about SwitchEasy cases, is they always include a dock adapter that works with their cases. Now, I know a lot of you will be cross-shopping these 2 cases, the Capsule Rebel and the Odyssey. So let's take a comparison before we get it on the iPhone 4. Now, of course, you see a big cutout for the camera and flash, and this is a little dusty right now. But you see this works very well. I never had any trouble with the flash reflecting back into the case, so that's great. I'm going to test this out to make sure this works and let you know. Now on the side you see a big difference here. This is the soft material on the side while this has a hard frame on the side. Now what concerns me about this is that this may flex a bit. It's a fairly rigid material and has a very nice firm edge or sharp edge on the inside. So it's probably going to hold up pretty well, but I think I prefer a hard plastic frame all around the glass so it doesn't get flabby looking. Now on the bottom you see things are reversed. The Odyssey has a hard frame all around the bottom while the SwitchEasy case is soft. So if you look at it you can see it's soft. This doesn't give me any trouble. This doesn't sag at all, so I don't have any trouble with this case in that regard. But it's nice to have a hard case on the bottom so none of this actually sags or has the potential to sag. On the top, again, this is the same story. Instead of having the soft material up here, you have it encapsulated in a frame, and of course you can see the soft inner liner coming through the buttonhole. So this is how the case itself interfaces with the buttons on the iPhone. And again, you can see inside here the cutouts for the volume rocker and a cutout for the mute switch. Okay, let's take apart the case. You see the soft inner liner with a very shiny surface on the inside and a more matte surface on the outside. We have a nice shiny surface for where this plate goes. So again, this plate is a different material. It's shiny on the outside and it's supposed to be scratch resistant. So although this is shiny, it shouldn't be susceptible to scratching. So we'll see over time how it goes. Now this case is much simpler than the Capsule Rebel case, which has this elaborate spine shape to it. This is pretty straightforward. If we look on the inside, again, this doesn't actually touch the phone. This only touches the rubber material on the inside, or ADSP material. Of course, installing this is very straightforward. You just slide the buttons in first, snap the plastic around it. You're all set. Just make sure it's not catching on the inside like it tends to do. There you go. Alright, the next thing you want to do is you have to line this up with the case, the hard case. So that goes on the inside, and there is a ridge. If you look, you see there's a ridge for this to sit into. So we're going to put that down first, make sure it's snapped in. And we're going to put the bottom edge in first. And we're going to try and get this over the top. See how it works. It's starting to push it around a bit. Well, maybe that doesn't work too well. Let's try it the other way. Because I have to get over that button. I'm just going to do it at the bottom because it doesn't have a button that's going to get in my way. I bet if I followed the instructions it would have told me that, but let's just do it this way. There we go. Goes on pretty easily. Alrighty, let's take a tour of this case. Again, we have a nice large cutout for the camera and flash. The back is a ridge design, so you see a ridge here, which is the hard plastic, and we have this soft panel back here, or softer panel back here, which is also raised, so it is even across the back. So when you lay it on the table, it is even. Now, this design means it lays on the table surface very evenly. This is not the case with the Capsule Rebel, which has the spine running down the middle, so it rocks around on its spine, and I don't really like that, but I still like the case. On the top we have plenty of room for the headphone jack and the microphone, and you can see the red inner lining, which shows you how the material is wrapping around the phone itself. Does a nice job sealing around those edges. And of course the sleep-wake switch, which works just fine. You can feel it. Doesn't feel numb or resistant at all. Same with the volume controls, again, works very well. You can feel them with your finger, they stick out nicely. Now the mute switch is a little harder to get at than the Capsule Rebel. You can see the material is raised around the edge a bit, so it's not as easy to get at. Now on the side you have the SwitchEasy logo, and again you can see that raised edge around the side, which I guess adds some gripability. I guess it rounds the edges off a bit, so it feels more comfortable in the hand. It certainly does feel very nice to hold. And of course you have a very ample edge around the side, so this is a good lay-on table design, so if you lay this on the table you don't have to worry about scratching your glass. Looking at the bottom again, you can see the cutouts for the speaker and microphone along with the 30-pin dot. Now let's install these plugs. So that goes in very easily. We have one for the headphone jack. So there you go, you have the headphone jack covered and you still have the microphone exposed. Now let's change the back panel. See how easy it is to get this off. Not very easy. There we go. Let's just slide in the white panel. Again, we're going to do the button side first. Look at all those fingerprints. Slide that over. Whoops, that didn't work out too well. Now, this is what I've heard about this case. If you don't position this properly, you'll smash or smush or warp the case. Again, pull it back. Alright, that didn't work either, so let's just, there we go. Alright, so we massage it back into place. It looks like there's that loose, flimsy part that surrounds the dock itself, so unless you position this properly, it sort of moves it out of place. Once you get it in there, it seems to do good. So I should be okay. But yeah, that is a hassle to get that on and off. So there we go. We have the white panel installed, and we have the red side. So I'm not sure which look I prefer. I'm actually not very happy that I got this red and white. It looked kind of neat online, but I don't think it's quite my style. I should have just gotten the white and gray. Overall, I do like this case besides the color I picked. I don't think I like it better than the Capsule Rebel, at least yet. I did test the flashing camera, and I don't get any glare. No matter how dark the subject is or how far away it is, I don't get any glare, so that's good. Now the SwitchEasy trim case does give me glare. So I'm glad to say that both the Capsule Rebel and the Odyssey don't have a glare problem. Now the other issue I have with the case is the fact that the sides are soft. Now the Capsule Rebel has a frame around the side, so it keeps it nice and firm, and it doesn't flex around on the side of the phone. Now if you push on these, you can see it opens right up. I don't really like that because that means more stuff is likely to get lodged underneath the case itself. So for that reason alone, I still prefer the SwitchEasy case because it does a better job sealing the phone from outside grit and dirt. Otherwise, everything works just fine. The buttons feel great. The mute switch is a little harder to get at than in the Capsule Rebel. The dock connector, speaker, microphone, everything works just fine. So overall, I think it's a very attractive case and an option for anybody who doesn't really like the look of this case but wants the protection of the Capsule Rebel. So once again, guys, this is Detroit Borg with a look at the Odyssey from SwitchEasy. If you want to know how I'm doing with this case, just follow me on Twitter at Detroit Borg. Once again, thanks for watching.